For today's cup of coffee,
we
have cat crunching loudly in the background.
Yes, enjoy the lovely cat crunching ASMR. Just listen.
I don't know that it's going to pick it up.
I hope they'll hear it.
It's hopefully not as satisfying as the raccoon crunching ASMR.
It's really satisfying hearing them crunch down.
But the raccoon that is outside, that's why I had to bring some of the cat food back indoors, because that thing is huge. It is huge.
That's about twice the size as Hilo.
Yeah, I'd say that it's probably 25 plus pounds.
It's a big raccoon. It is one massive raccoon.
And we no longer have anybody to trap the raccoons.
We got a raccoon trap.
We do.
Well, actually, we do got someone to trap the raccoon.
Well, Omega probably would. He said if we set up the trap, but it's a matter of we would catch. I tell you what.
We could give it to that one girl up the valley.
Why?
Not up the valley. She likes raccoons.
Hell no, that's a wild animal. You ain't supposed to do that in these things. I'm not going to be responsible for somebody getting the rabies.
She knows how to handle them.
No, I'm not.
She's raised raccoons. She had 4.
We used to have somebody that did catch and release with but they're no longer available to us.
Yeah.
So that's why you have cats crunching. Oh, look, there's another one's climbed out from someplace. I don't know where that
Another
came
one?
from.
There's 3 now? Oh,
and
God,
it's like
we're trapped in a room with 3 cats.
Being trapped with all these cats has really tested our patience. It truly has. It's been crazy.
I have about kicked he who up the stairs. I have yelled at them I don't know how many times. You've yelled at them I don't know how many times.
I have yelled at them because if they are scratching the furniture and stuff, then it's going to be a sharp yell.
They've destroyed my bed.
At the scratching?
Mm-hmm. They've destroyed it.
And it's just like, so if somebody wants a cat, let us know. We got some that we'd be willing to.
Yes, please. I've been asking this for over a year. Anybody want a cat?
Seriously, on some of them, we have got to relocate some of them.
For real, it's just too many.
There's too many. There's too many different personalities, and now this one is deciding to go over here on the scratching. At least it is one of those cardboard corrugated scratching posts.
Yeah, for once they're actually using that.
They have things that they can scratch on. Now one wants out.
Yes, and is sneezing.
And he's
sneezing. Give me a second. Enjoy the ASMR.
Enjoy the sounds of frustration. I'm sure you have your own.
Get your ass.
Because it has just been, the past couple of days have been really trying for lots of people. So the theme has been to be angry and sin not.
Oh, and it's a very, very difficult not to.
Yeah.
It's the restraining hand of God there.
Every day. And something
Make
else.
sure he keeps you on a short leash.
Yeah, something else that is going to need the restraining hand of God is AI.
Yeah.
And so we've got an article from, I had seen this the other day.
AI has gotten out of control.
From Daily Mail by Peter Hess. And that was on February, well, I guess it is today, February the 15th, about how Sam Altman is showing off his OpenAI's cutting-edge video generator. And then SomeOrdinaryGamers, which is Mutahar, and I watch him lots. He had a video, so we'll give you a link to his video because he has better toys than we do.
Yeah.
And this OpenAI thing that is the film, basically, or video generator, it's called Sora, Sora, and where it is not yet available to the public.
Yet.
And so Mutahar had shown some of the videos that had been made. And even when, he is a tech individual.
Like, yeah, his day job is in that industry.
And it's one of those that he couldn't even distinguish on some of them. Like this picture right here. This is an AI generated image of a grandmommy.
I didn't see that one.
Well, it's
I didn't see that before.
But anyhow, this could be anywhere.
See, I don't got another monitor on my end.
Well, I'm sorry, we're working on that. But it's sort of like those people don't exist thing, where they're the AI generated images.
Yeah.
And where what stopped a lot of them from the realism was the uncanny valley thing.
It was.
They've gotten over that.
They have. But the thing is, if you look into the actual eye, you will not see a soul.
Well, there is not a soul there.
Exactly. You can still tell that there is not a human there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's an illusion.
They will never be able to replicate the human soul.
In our world, that for most of us, it's illusion all day, every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those of us who grew up with TV, now you got all these people that grew up with computer and all this stuff. Oh my God. And how dangerous. I mean, it's wondrous to watch. And Mudhar had some of the videos that were created by Sora.
Yeah.
These extreme close-ups to where you could see the pores in the skin, the minute folding of the skin. The only thing that I picked up on that was not exact was in the eyeball itself, because you can always see capillaries.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a distinct look to them.
And so he had talked about the Will Smith eating spaghetti AI generated image from what I think
4
he
years
said.
ago.
No, I think he said 8 months ago.
8 months ago? Okay.
And how much the technology has advanced.
Oof.
Just in time for elections.
Yeah. They already had that technology. It was just a matter of rolling it out.
They did.
And they plan on using it for the election to try to just do whatever fuckery. Because we don't live in a true government anymore. No.
Well, our world is infiltrated. It's not just our nation. It's all these nations.
Well, I'm using that as sort of a blanket statement.
Yeah. But how easily could somebody with nefarious... And we know that the nefarious peoples are out there walking amongst people. Well, they're not walking amongst us because they don't want to soil their feet. We are the unwashed masses.
Unclean! Unclean!
But as far as they have their minions that walk amongst us, how easy it is to fool people. It's horrifying. It truly is horrifying.
It is.
Even Mudhar, and he was talking about, unless you really know what's going on, what to look for, the little, subtle inconsistencies.
Like, old people are going to be able to look at that and be like, oh, that's real.
Yeah.
They're going to think it's real.
There's no way that you could look at the picture of this grandmommy or the dog, podcasters there, and people would be just, oh, well, that's funny, that's cute. Somebody just stuck headphones on the dogs. No, the headphones ain't there. The
dog ain't there.
There is no spoon.
There is no dog. There is no dog.
There is no grandmommy. Do not be deceived. So this is brain breaking. This is beyond brain breaking.
See, at this point, literally make the change to analog for real. Just do that. Just go back to the old tube TVs, get DVDs out, VHS players, your little game system. That's it.
And I will tell you this. As far as Hollywood, they might as well, they have just... There's no need for them now.
No.
Because...
Put them all out of business.
Yeah. Muda was talking about as far as he wasn't sure how long that it took the AI to generate I think they were like 1 minute videos at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But it won't be long before they can do God knows how long.
I'm pretty sure if they put enough clips together, they can make a full-on feature film.
Oh, yeah. Think about it. They don't have
made
to worry
a
about
fucking disco
personalities.
dancing. What was it?
Huh?
They made a disco dancing something that looked like
Yeah.
it rivaled Pixar.
Like Pixar. It did. And as far as the AI, you don't have to worry about personalities. You don't have to worry about them embarrassing themselves or the studio or saying or being activist on this or that or the other. With AI, there's none of that because they're not real.
Yeah.
So
No
I can
spoon.
see how some of these
No
studio, absolutely, these studio executives and stuff like that, saves them big bucks.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, as far as voice AI, I mean, we had the Vocaloids and stuff. Are there any advances as far as voice emulators and
Yes.
stuff?
Yes. Have you not heard this? The AI generated songs? Like the people taking other people's voices and then putting them on other people's songs?
I think that I had heard of it, but I don't know that I had heard it per se. So is that
there's a
going
lot.
to,
I've listened to some of them.
as far as a lot of these singers and stuff like that, musicians? Because if the AI has learned from the vocal stylings of others, which is how it learns from my understanding.
It's still not perfect, but for some, it's pretty spot on. Like Ariana Grande, it's almost nearly spot on with her.
Well, there's some people that it don't take a hell of a lot. But
No, not really, but...
But with each mistake, it learns.
It does. It does.
And it has no soul.
I should get you to listen to some of those AI generated songs.
I don't know. It's like some.
I mean, that's how they made the, like... It was like the upside down version of the songs. What was it?
Was that AI?
Yeah, that's
That
how they
was-
made that. in a
Kid
way.
had me listen to that, and I'm glad you brought that up because I did want to discuss that. And they're called upside down songs. Is that what it
No,
is?
that's not. I just said that because it.
Songs from the upside down.
Yeah,
as
it
in
just
Stranger
reminded me of a
Things.
song that you would hear, like, if music played in the upside down from Stranger Things, that's more than likely what you would hear. That's the version you would hear.
And it has.
Or in some parallel universe.
Yes. And it concerns me where people are trying to erase history. Mm-hmm. My God, how tragic it would be if the originals were replaced with these fakes. Because, like I said, there's this uncanny valley quality to them.
There really is. There
we
really
are
is.
in
And
a
it's
shit
just-
storm. I mean, it
Yeah, we
honestly
truly are.
is.
The actual thing, I think, was called... hold on.
He's searching.
I am searching. Negative harmony.
Negative harmony.
Because I had you listen to, like, the version of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Uh-huh.
He never sung it like that in the studio.
No. I mean, it's not at all. I mean, but it's you know it. Your brain processes it, and it's like that's what I'm saying. It's fucked up.
Yeah!
Totally, completely. There's no other
It
way to say it.
messes
It's
with ya.
fucked up.
It truly messes with you. It feels like we are being shifted into the upside down almost.
Yes. And it's like, as somebody that absolutely adored Freddie Mercury and Queen,
But I'm
and
not
it
gonna lie,
just
that
was sort of, I don't know, when we get to where I can show the facial expressions, you will see.
But not-
it's just like, whoa.
But seriously, it's there was elements in that version, that negative harmony version that I showed you. I don't know how to explain it, but there was elements to his very last performance. I
can
listened,
see
I
that.
compared it, and for real,
Yeah. I can see that. I really can.
It sounded like a studio version
God,
of
it
that
just-
version.
That last album and those, especially those videos, and I would sit and watch those and I would just cry.
Oh yeah, it's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking.
And you know, it's one of those that and some of the people that the lack of empathy, and if there is an individual walking on the face of this earth, then it's very strongly suspected that was a created thing too. And it's like that individual, if that is so, may he burn in hell for eternity. Mm-hmm. Because the people that we lost and that suffered needlessly.
Yeah.
I mean, we've recently lost people and they have suffered needlessly. Mm-hmm. I don't. Hell has enlarged. That's all I can say. Is just waiting.
Well, some people say that they have opened the gates here on Earth.
Oh yeah. I can't tell you how many people. It used to be just the random people was talking about the, you know, like the Super Bowl rituals. Mm-hmm. You've got so many people that are getting it now. It's not just 2 or 3. It's lots of places. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it was just like, even as far as Kelsey, that he was the chosen one. And I'm wondering, was he the one that was chosen to be the sacrificial one? Because even today, the headlines, he was on the chopping block.
Really?
Yeah.
A chopping block for what?
That he had supposedly behaved inappropriately due to some of the other things that had taken place there with the parade.
Uh-huh.
That was weird.
Yeah.
All that shit. And then with this added shit. And it's going to get worse before it gets better. And this eclipse coming up on April the 8th.
You know, like American McGee's Alice, where Alice sort of broke and her Wonderland became corrupted. Uh-huh. That's sort of what's happening.
Well, it's interesting. And this is why, if you understand what is happening, we got Cat that we put out, and now he's wanting back in. If you understand what is happening, even a modicum of it, then that's something that your sanity can grasp onto.
Uh-huh.
Now we got this over here going, there's shit in our living room going crazy.
It literally just turned on by itself.
So,
no reason.
Well, it's just the energy has been really, really, really bizarre. Kid and I went around giving hugs out this evening.
We did.
Yes.
Made a new potential friend, and I'm excited.
I think it's wonderful. It was one of those that God sent these people a couple from the island of misfit toys. That's us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, we're a bunch of misfits.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's
I like that.
To encourage people and tell people you're not alone.
Yeah.
You're here.
Listen, the Island of Misfit toys, those were some fun toys.
I loved those.
Yes.
I loved them. Mm-hmm. So we collect misfit peoples because we are misfit peoples.
Yes. We don't belong anywhere, so we pick the people that don't belong.
But going on with this AI stuff, and then I'll tell you something, there's some people that are going down different rabbit holes, that can absolutely break their fucking brains. And if you go down a rabbit hole and you find yourself sort of getting swimmy-headed and stuff, back out of it, for real. Because on some of this stuff, if your head literally starts to spin, you're full.
Yep.
Back out, turn off the device, go watch SpongeBob.
Even if it starts to if you can feel it in your spirit and it starts to irritate you again, turn it off.
Yeah.
If it's starting to do something bad to you, turn it off.
Be aware, paying attention to yourself.
Well, it's like, I don't understand. Like, I know you said, like, TikTok's algorithm was a weapon and such like that. Mm-hmm. I don't understand. It's like, I click not interested on all these fucking Reddit stories that are horrific to listen to, and yet they continuously be are being churned out onto my For You page. And it's like, I don't want this, don't want this, don't want this, press and don't want this.
Right. It is not just you. That was some of the claims against them, was that, especially if somebody may have clicked on a video once about mental health or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they keep getting, that's how it's a weapon.
Uh-huh.
These recommendations about more, and they're darker and deeper and stuff like that. That classifies it, in my opinion, my little humble, coddling opinion, as a fucking weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of those things. It wasn't just you. We discussed this a while back. I can't remember if I had heard somebody else or read it or whatever it was.
Well, people have been talking about this for a while.
So with these deep fakes, there's no way these things could deceive the masses.
I think, yeah. That's what it's going to be used for.
So on a lot of stuff, take it with a grain of salt until you don't, this is not time for knee-jerk reactions. Sit back, cool down a little bit, unless it's happening right in front of you, and find out the truth about the situation. Mm-hmm. It was just like, God. And we saw one yesterday, because we got people, they living on the edge. Very. I've been listening to that song there for a while, Aerosmith, Living on the Edge. Because songs will come to my heart. Uh-huh. And today's was Mama Told Me Not to Come. That is, I'm convinced that is the song for the Aquarian age. If you haven't heard it, go find it.
It's a good song. It's a good song.
I've seen so many things I ain't never seen before. I'll close my eyes. I don't want to see no more. Mm-hmm. There you go. Welcome to the age of Aquarius.
Yeah.
But within this, even as far as, I lost my train of thought. I'll have to go and try to get back on the tracks. Oh, I know what it was. It was the acorn.
Oh, God.
And I had read the story about it.
Cop with the acorn.
And that it was 2 cops down in Florida, and they had a suspect that was cuffed. Had already been searched, I would hope, because you were always supposed to, once you cuff somebody, you pat them down.
Yeah, like that's mandatory.
And they had put him in the back of the vehicle, and that the male officer heard something that it was an acorn. Mm-hmm. Now, how in the hell you distinguish, how you think an acorn falling on a vehicle is a gunshot has yet to be determined. But he absolutely, he was hollering, so shots fired on his radio. He had done a couple of rolls, all this dramatic shit. He unloaded on his vehicle with dudes sitting in the back.
Yeah.
And then he started squalling that he was hit. And so his partner came. She starts shooting at the car too. Now the suspect was not hit. So what does that tell you? That these people had, I don't know how many rounds they had unloaded on that stuff, but they didn't hit anything other than the vehicle. So I tell you something, whoever was arrested, he needs to be hitting his knees, because that was a miracle of God.
Mm-hmm. It astounds me, the fact that they just let him go with no criminal charges.
Yeah. They just let him resign.
Yeah. Not even fire him, just resign.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's it's
living on the edge.
Brain break.
Uh-huh.
Brain break.
Uh-huh.
But if someone is that stupid and scared, they should not be working in that field.
Absolutely. But there's a lot of them that's like that and has been for years. Lots of them. It's
a psych evaluation should be mandatory.
They gave them the answers online. I saw it, found it years ago, that as far as psychological evaluation, that they had told these people these applicants how to respond.
For real?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would you tell them how to respond? Why?
Because it's all a racket. It's an industry. It's an industry. Has nothing. It's like Frank Pitzer told me that time. He said, "You're looking for this to be fair. This has nothing to do with fair." Because he knew that I was naive. Mm-hmm. That I truly cared about the people, and I wasn't getting it. But that was, anyhow, someplace else that about a year or so ago, they had detained a suspect, put her for supposedly drunk driving or whatever it was, put her in the back of the vehicle, which was parked on the damn railroad tracks. Train came through. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about this
She
one.
survived.
Good.
Now, can you imagine she was cuffed in the back of this vehicle while they're shooting the shit? Mm-hmm. There needs to be a criminal charge for just general stupidity and dumbassery.
Absolutely. To that level. Mm-hmm. Now, just basic, harmless stupidity.
Menace to public, menace to society.
Yeah. If they're so stupid they're causing harm onto others, there should be a charge for that.
And it's just like out in San Francisco or someplace several months back, they now have like RoboCop. It is like some of the businesses.
So they have an android cop.
Well, it's sort of like that Star Wars thing, the little trash can looking thing.
It's not, is it RD? It's not RDD.
I don't know. It's been so many years. I saw it in the theater when it first came out, but it's been a while.
I never watched them.
And
never watched them.
It weighed like 650 pounds or something like that. I think basically what it is a roving camera. But
now, what is it going to do?
Right. Well,
how is it going to defend anyone?
It's not going to defend anyone, but as far as them taking pictures. But if you've got DAs that put them out on the street, all it does is waste people's time.
Yeah.
But how close are we even to that? To true RoboCop. I mean, shit's getting real. It is just
80s science fiction.
Maybe we should say it's getting digital.
80s science fiction becoming reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's horrifying.
It is. It is. And this looks like such a lovely mama. She looks like a lovely lady. I bet she would make one hell of a good cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm. Good cookies.
Uh-huh. And all of it fake. Damn.
No real cookies.
No real cookies. That's sad. That is sad. Here's your digital cookie.
No,
which is
no
actually
home cooking.
Bug protein.
No home cooking.
Final thoughts, kid.
No love. No love.
That's a human. That is pure human element is love, because that comes from God that's within each human, whether they realize it or not.
Yes.
So if you've had experiences with the paranormal or supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, horror stories of AI, send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. That's there in the description box. Yes. And the links will also be there, and you can go. Mudahar's always got a good something. I like Mudahar. Mudahar is a hoot.
Yeah, I do too. I've been watching him for many years.
Yeah.
I watched him when he originally played through LSD Dream Emulator.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm having such a hard time
it's
talking.
Okay.
I blame this nicotine gum.
Because you have gum in your face and you're trying to speak. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
Trying to quit smoking.
It's all right.
Trying.
It's all right. So is that did you do your spiel?
I don't think I did. I was waiting for my cue.
You gave a plug for Mudahar.
Yeah.
Subscribe to him too. He's good.
Subscribe to us. Click that notification button, even though it doesn't really do anything, but it likes the affection, so give it a little ding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, comment, all that.
Pray for us. Think about it. Pray for us.
Yes.
As we pray for everybody.
Thank you all for joining us.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Know that you are loved.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, and pray. Big time pray. You know, all day, every day, 2s and 3s. Pray.
We need to gather in like a group and just pray.
Yep.
Not a church. Listen, these churches out here, I don't know what the fuck they doing, but they ain't doing the Lord's work right now. Especially right now. They ain't doing shit.
No, especially some of the 501c3 ones that's been going on for years.
Yeah.
And make a deal with the devil on that. So, Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cut.
Yep.
Bye.
It won't be a stylish marriage. I and the sword are carried.